Pisces. Let's get into collective reading for Pisces. Any and all Pisces placements. If you are aware of your birth chart, please use discernment where Pisces could be in your chart. Also, if you do not know anything about a birth chart, do not worry about understanding all of that stuff. You can always just take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and don't be afraid if you find yourself just relating to somebody's story if they end up sharing their story in the chat. For anyone that's going to be watching this in the future, we stream these on live on Twitch. And after these readings, I offer live one-on-one readings. So if you want to get a personal reading, you can after the collective, which, Pisces, you are the last sign for today's stream. Whether you want to word that as saving the best for last, I do not care. That is up to you, because I don't like singling out one zodiac sign as, like, the best. Let's get clear, honest message for Pisces. What is going on? What do they need to know for their highest good? Okay. Alright. On the bottom of the deck, King of Wands. You got 8 Pentacles reversed, the Hierophant, and High Priestess. Now, what in the gosh darn dealy are you doing? Bringing these crazy energies out here in the tarot, because these two cards specifically, the Hierophant and the High Priestess, are major arcana. There's a major arcana and a minor arcana, and these are called major arcana for a reason. And this is quite a combination. Quite an interesting. You've learned so much about your intuitive nature, and there's so much to this that's like very particular. Like, intuitive nature could be anything, and I literally mean it could be as intuitive as someone being a chef and they don't really want to be a big chef, but they're just like, the cooking comes natural to them and they can't explain it, and they may not be that spiritual, and some spiritual person like myself could, oh, this is why, but at the end of the day, they don't really care, they just like it. If they like what they like, it's what they're gonna do. It's kind of like, you could look for deeper meanings of things, but it's okay to not. And I think you're enjoying that, because then it lets you enjoy life for what it is right in front of you. And I think sometimes that's the thing we miss, of like, we want to look for the deeper meaning in a lot of things, and there may be that deeper meaning, and I will look for a deeper meaning here in the reading, but the answer could be very simple. But that simple answer doesn't, like, you don't care if you're trying to ask all these questions and understand all these things, and then you come to like a simple answer. Like, that doesn't like sway you from understanding what it feels to be the truth of your own self and intuitive nature. Because we all have something that we're just intuitively good at. Like, I think genuinely we all have like a skill, like something that, like, whether it's like a mental skill or like a physical skill, or just like you have skills handling these specific things. There is skill set that is intuitively, ambitiously being pursued. And this is where the King of Wands really comes in as, hey, do you even know how passionate you're being about yourself, towards yourself? You have a lot of fire here brewing, and you're a water sign. King of Wands is fire energy. Wands are fire. And the High Priestess sometimes is seen to be a card that is associated with Pisces. Because the card that's associated with Pisces in the tarot deck is the moon. Yeah, the moon. Um, and the moon is a very like introspective card, but it's very specific. It's almost like a path that you have no choice to go down in your mind. You have no choice but to kind of like go in this like it's like go there in your mind to explore and find the answer to something. It's like if you don't want to look back at something but you still want the answer to the thing, you got to look back at that memory and recall it and understand it to truly get the answer that you're trying to seek. And if you're not even sure what the answer may be, you're kind of sitting here just like, well, I kind of want to know either way. And that's where this high priestess is like, you step into the unknown and you step along that path that the moon card is, that the moon card puts in front of you. The moon is essentially a metaphor for the dark depths of your mind, and it's only dimly lit by this full moon, and you're walking along this foresty path that you can't really see what's in the forest alongside you, but maybe something shiny doesn't look so shiny if you were to get up close to it, but something that looks like, oh, that's scary, could just be something that is like a scarecrow or whatever, something simple that's not like what you think it is. And this is the part that is uncertain of the mind, is like, oh, I don't understand where I need to explore, what needs to be explored exactly, but you know you need to at least go back in the mind and understand certain things. And it's like a understanding to learn and move forward, because the Hierophant is a very teaching energy. You're being very much of like a true strong mentor and like guide for yourself, because it's like super serious mode. We got to get shit done, but also, hey, how can we do it that's actually going to be intuitively best for you? Even if you aren't a spiritual person or and messing around with rocks and tarot cards, but you like listening to tarot readings sometimes, there's an explorative nature to this that doesn't need to be like, hey, you have to buy all the fancy rocks in order to uh, be spiritual. Let's say maybe you find a certain tea and you're like, oh, this herbal tea makes me feel a lot better when I'm sick, and I kind of want this anytime I'm sick. And then people are like trying to get you into like, you should just make your own herbal medicine. And it's like, no, I'm just gonna have some tea. Like, just gonna have some tea. There's a simplicity that needs to be explored, because I think it's not letting you move beyond into the simplicity of, I want to say, a spiritual, intuitive life. Um, my father is very spiritual and spiritually intuitive. Well, not spiritually intuitive, but like, I think he is like subconsciously intuitive. He just lives his life how he wants to live it. And uh, obviously, there may be times where he's probably struggled with decisions, and I can't blame him, but he's always known, like, no, like, this is, like, what feels right. This is what feels correct. Whether it's morally correct to somebody else, it's correct for him in the moment, and it feels correct to you, and it's the clearest choice on the board. It just makes sense. You can't explain it. And my dad's always been the type of person to follow that, and I feel like that's kind of what I'm picking up for you as well, Pisces. Oh, whoa, hello. King of Pentacles reversed, Page of Cups reversed, and the Lovers card. Oh boy. So, you've created so much foundation in what you've created. Like, what you make in your life and the things that you create give you, like, foundation and structure and make you feel grounded. And this is where there's a recognition of a choice. And this is where the King of Wands becomes very intuitive here, because, like, there's the infinity sign there. The Lovers card always represents choice, because when we even choose to love somebody, it's a choice. You collectively understanding, I think this is, we had this in somebody else's reading, but this is a collective understanding of choices being made. And I think it's just choices being made in your life, like a little bit of the past, but it's mainly the past reflecting into the future to then reflect in, or the past reflecting into the present, then to, for the present to reflect into the future. It's like a weird, like, double reflection going on into what you genuinely want to pursue in life. And it could actually be anything you want to do, and it could be something that you're completely new to, but you're determined to really put your mind to it and find something that, like, I mentioned how it could be like someone who likes cooking but they don't want to actually, like, become a professional chef. Well, maybe there's some small mom and pop shop that, like, pays a little decently, and you can work there, like, on the side and just cook some stuff and even make your own recipes if you want, and it's just something fun. Like, I get why people want to work at, like, cafes and bakeries, because, like, bakeries are probably just really, really cozy to work at sometimes. I get, like, a business is a business is a business. But there's a comfort in knowing you're not gonna be, like, this crazy, like, Gordon Ramsay chef type thing. Like, you could just, you could downscale it and still enjoy this sense of, like, intuitive life. And this is a new thing I think you're really learning within yourself. This intuitive life that you're leaning towards. It's just something that feels, when we think of intuition, something that feels so clear and so, like, I feel clear, your feet and your legs feel strong. If you feel like it's pulling towards you, but you feel like you kind of feel a little, like, weak in the knees or weak in the legs, there's a loaf here. There's an energy of just, like, being careful of, hey, whether you either need to be strong or need to double check that this is the thing that's right for you, just start somewhere. Double checking can always really be like, oh, maybe this isn't the right thing for me, because it's something that comes up later on. You're like, oh wait, I don't really like that thing, and it may not be like a super bad thing. It's just, oh, okay, I probably shouldn't choose that, and I'm gonna choose this other thing because this other option or activity is better and more fun. There's a breath of fresh air when we choose intuitive things, and I think that's the thing to look for if you're not really sure what I mean by intuition. And there's nothing wrong with not being sure. I just wanted to at least, like, clarify that there's a lot that comes with intuitive behavior that isn't fully recognizable unless you understand how it genuinely feels for you, because it's just, in my mind, I feel like there's a moment you can even see sometimes in people's eyes of, like, oh, I know what to do. Like, this is what I should do. And sometimes when people get excited, it's like a that light in their eyes, but it could be for something that isn't so, like, exciting. It could just be like a serious choice that's like, okay, you know what? Like, we have, like, there's a focus, there's a clear-minded direction, and it's like there's something that I can't ever explain how it feels, but whatever feels, like, in your heart, where you're like, that makes sense. I can't explain why, but that thing makes sense. That dot connects. And people probably would agree with you. That's intuitive stuff there. That's your intuition. Do you want to come out or not? I like that little Little flippy flop we're doing. Big stretch. Oh my goodness. Big stretch. My cards. Oh no, I dropped my cards. I got small hands. Temperance reversed. Four of Pentacles. And I shit you not. Because we are clarifying the Hierophant here. Temperance reversed, Four of Pentacles, and the Hierophant reversed. Okay, what about this is... Ooh, you're seeing the truth to your own nature, especially when it comes to mentoring yourself. This is a big mentoring yourself, and I think this is where you're finding the, hey, what makes us feel like we are comfortable enough to... We can put this pentacle down. Four of Pentacles is like, we're holding on to all four of these pentacles. And you're like, I'm fine, I can handle these things in life and also handle this other stuff with one arm. And it's like, you're kind of, in a more literal sense, it's like you're kind of thinking about too much, either doing too much, like, physically, or literally, like, holding on and, it's like caring about other people's, like, stuff more than they care about it. And you can't really force people to do what you want them to, but you're like, oh, I'm just caring, and it's more of, you're more focused. The focus is not on yourself. It doesn't matter if you care about somebody, because I know some people just like, I care for people, I like caring for people as well, but there's a moment where we have to focus and shift to the human that takes care of the people, because if you aren't good and healthy in all the ways that Pisces needs to be healthy, you can't help. You can't help in the way you want to help. And you can't help in the best way that you choose to overcome maybe people who tried to help you. Because I know sometimes we receive help from other people and we're like, oh no, this is normal. And then we learn and we see and we take a step out of this box that someone else kind of was like, this makes sense, and this is what it's like a certain belief. I don't want to say it's like a box, but it could be like someone's like box that you were stuck in, and it's like stepping out of the box and seeing this bigger picture and being like, oh, maybe that wasn't really like, doesn't have to be like, oh, maybe that wasn't healthy for you, but maybe it, like, I don't know, what, everyone's got varying degrees to this. So this could be something small or it could be something major. There's a lot to this that feels like whatever you first believed that is like, I need to hold on to this because this is how you hold on to things, is you should hold on to all these four pentacles at once and carry all this weight. That's just what it is. What has made you feel safe enough to put this down? Because I think there's so many moments in our lives that we have like a, oh, I can actually like put this stuff down. But then we all know we gotta like get back to work and do what we need to do. You are allowed to have moments of relief and rest and actually like, hey, you cannot think for once, just for, I want to say not 10 minutes, 30 minutes at the least. Because if you genuinely, hey, like, you deserve to just not think or not do anything like physical, you're just like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and rest and do nothing for 30 minutes. Disciplining yourself and saying you need and deserve and are allowed to have those 30 minutes of your time. And the more consistently, let's say you give yourself 30 minutes every day or 30 minutes like periodically through the day, it is going to help you so much, like, in how you teach yourself, because this is where all of this teaching yourself and what you're learning is everything I was just talking about. Because we have so much like this card of holding on to things, learning to like let go. And when I see 4 pentacles, I see the 4 as like building solid foundations. This makes me feel safe, and this makes me feel safe, and this makes me feel safe, and that makes me feel safe. Oh hey, these are the like 4 pillars that really keep me up and stable, and hey, we can at least get up in the morning at the very least, because life really doesn't want to make us, oh, I want to say, hold our own hand. There's nothing wrong with it, because life's hard. So if you are someone who knows that you can get through a lot of like tough shit, but you know you need this balance, give it to yourself. But you can give it to yourself in your own mind. It's like if you can find a moment to just close your eyes, there is ooh, I think that's that is the message. There's a moment you need to have with yourself of like, I'm allowed to at least give myself this 30 minutes and just closing my eyes. And hey, if you don't want anyone's like feelings to get hurt, because if you care about people, be like, hey, give me 30 minutes. I'm gonna go hang out in here, just close my eyes, and maybe just sit outside. Because nature is really healing. Close your eyes and almost imagine that the moment you close your eyes, you're just in a completely different like place. Imagine the most comforting like place you want to be in, and make yourself comfortable at the very least. If you don't like being outside, you don't have to. If you can, open a window or put some like ambient noises on, but 30 minutes at the very fucking least, because that gives your brain genuine time to like relax. People are like, give yourself 5 minutes, give yourself 10 minutes. You can. Some people need a little longer than that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think if you give yourself that like 30 minutes or even 20 at the very least, if you want to actually save some time, you gotta give yourself it. You gotta give it. And the thing that's so important about giving yourself that time is this is where you step into the unknown of your mind. And I think what feels like the unknown of your own healing, the unknown of your own healing with the devil reversed, you overcoming so much that feels like you couldn't push past and push beyond in your mind. You're like, oh, this is how it was always supposed to be. I was always supposed to be hurting and not have any balance in my life. And it's like, wait a second. There's a new journey here, I feel. I think there's like if anyone understands the archetype of the maiden, mother, and crone archetype, there could be this archetype playing out in your life, and this could be also the archetype if you want to put it in a masculine sense. It's like the son, the father, and the grandfather. But it's just the young, the child, the adult, and the elder is really the archetype there. And this is allowing you, something or somebody like you're working with is allowing you to explore all these different archetypes and see, hey, I kind of am like, I recognize this like person from, not recognize it from your childhood, but like the way they act, you're like, oh, they kind of remind me of like either yourself or a past you. And then there is maybe yourself that's like the adult, and then someone older than you that's the elder, and you're like, they kind of remind me of like an older version of myself, or you see them in yourself kind of a way. Wherever you are in this kind of like spectrum, whether you're like the youngster, the child, the adult, or like the elder, there's an aspect of seeing yourself in every single aspect in life. And I think there's people that are seeing, like, you're seeing this like mother, maiden, crone kind of energy in other people, and maybe people that you're surrounding yourself with, and it's allowing you to really break free. I think there's a lot of archetypes when it comes to it's normally depicted as the like maiden, mother, and crone, because if anyone knows anything about triple goddesses, that's usually the aspects that archetype comes from. So if you want a little more uh, like deeper message on this reading, your homework is to do some research and look at everything, just even like YouTube it as quick little stuff if you want to do your laundry while listening to a YouTube video. I think the research done on these like triple goddess aspects, just that like where that I guess aspect came from of the maiden, mother, crone kind of energy. I don't know what you would call it. Oh, hello. We'll take that card. Hello. um, that's gonna be some extra research for some people if you would like to dive deeper into this tarot reading. I always like giving people a little bit of spiritual homework because I feel like it's very beneficial for how tarot readings go, because if I'm seeing this and then you go and you see another little thing in your research and you're like, oh my god, that's kind of like even a deeper meaning, and it could be I'm talking about something that I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it makes sense to you. That's all that matters. That's the part that resonates, all right? But always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a collective reading, as I always like to say. Clarifying the High Priestess, we have the Devil reversed, 3 of Pentacles and 7 of Pentacles. I love this growth here. This perfect reverse energy of the Devil, of like, you're breaking free from it. This devil ain't even here, and it shouldn't be here. But also, we have a lot of time to deal with, hey, we can break free from the little things in order to break free from the bigger things in our mind, heart, body, and soul. The 3 of Pentacles is the beginning of understanding. Hey, maybe there's some people that can actually help, whether it's young or old. And I think this is really seeing the aspect of you can really learn anything from anyone, and you're really, really taking all of this information and like absorbing it. Like, it's like, this is seeding so much growth within you that I want you to appreciate any bit of growth that you feel within you in the future. You deserve to feel confident in you growing past a lot of things. Whether people see it in you or not, I think you need to really like give yourself some appreciation in growing old, growing up, and being appreciative of how there's still a little kid in you that wants to go out and explore and feel good in life and choose the good in life and be kind and be caring and all these nice things, and just you want to allow yourself to live freely again. And that's where that young energy comes in. But also, we can do that, but also we're a parent, we gotta, you know, have some parenting stuff. But also the grandparent part is the oh, I'm gonna give my grandkid a little treat, like slide them a little something, and then there's a best friend kind of energy in there. I really want y'all to explore all that and do research on that, because that is really exciting, and I'm excited. And I think I don't even want to go any further because there's a lot that's intuitive nature happening here. Y'all needed to hear what you needed to hear. I got nothing left for you. That is it. Thank you for being here. Y'all are amazing. You fucking got this. I don't care if you feel like you don't. You fucking got this. Give yourself that, like, this feels good. You are allowed to feel good for once. It's all about the healing that matters. Whatever mistakes, like, to a degree, whatever mistakes people have made, there's always a part that the choices they make tomorrow can make a difference. And the choices you make for yourself, and even that little kid inside of you, choices you make for that version of you tomorrow, it matters tenfold. You feel it, and don't deny it, because you're denying yourself happiness. So thank you for being here, and I'm harumphing because you deserve happiness. You've been too mean to yourself for too long, I can tell, and don't let yourself no. I was gonna word it in a different way, but I'm now just gonna be like, no, we're just not doing that. Mm-mm. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read your cards, Pisces. This has been a pleasure. This is a really cool reading. I really liked all of this. And that is all I have for you. If you're watching live on Twitch, we are not ending yet. We are actually going to do some live readings if anyone is interested. If you want a personal live one-on-one reading, I do them after the collective reads, and I'm trying to be more like disciplined in finding times, but I don't know. I trust the timing. Speaking of time, this reading has been exactly 30 minutes. It's probably gonna be 31 on like the YouTube timestamp, but like when I ended, we ended on 30 minutes. So give yourself 30 minutes of your own time because you deserve it and you allow it. Remind yourself, affirm yourself that. I don't like giving out affirmations because sometimes it feels silly and I think people need it to be worded in their own way, but you deserve good and happy space for you. You deserve it and you can allow it in your own heart. So, thank you for being here. And if you're watching on YouTube in the future times, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. And peace.